but I'm what you need. I know my high just started, but I hit a peak, yeah.
What's good, two-time gang? It's your boy, Two-Time Moto TV, and we back with another epic video, guys. Today, we will be installing this true 90-degree Lambo door kit from UniversalCarLifts.com. And we got everything we need, or so we think. I've been reading over the instructions lately since the car has been in the transmission shop for decades, it feel like. But now it's really been about 2.5, 3 weeks. Got it out yesterday. So now we're gonna get started on this since I do not have to go to work today. So I'm gonna try to knock out as much as possible. If not, get one side done, then knock the next side out tomorrow. So we got the instructions, we got the hinges, we got the necessary tools, guys. I went on ahead and purchased me a air ratchet along with some more sockets and things, even though I got majority of the tools and everything that I need over there. And yeah, I guess we're just gonna dive straight into it. That's majority of what I know I'm gonna need. But at the same time, I went and caught me a welding machine here. And I do not know how to weld whatsoever. But this kit recommends that you tack weld, I guess 3 to 4 spots on the hinge, just so over time it don't shift your door or move at all. And I would hate for that to happen, you know, when I'm trying to close my door, then bone nick my paint or whatever or stuff like that. I plan on keeping it on the car. I don't see no reason to take it off. So I may tack weld a couple of spots here and there. I may not tack weld it to the actual door, but we'll see, man. I'm gonna see how I feel about it. And yeah, so got the hinges, got the air shocks, got some Allen keys, got some sockets, got some 14 gauge wire to extend my wire harness, got the air ratchet, and got those there. So we're gonna start off by removing the hood. That's what the instructions call for. Now I'm gonna bypass some things with these instructions because it's saying that you need 2 people and this and that. And I feel like I know an easier way to install it since I did install one on my previous Crown Vic, but not the 90-degree kit. It was a totally different kit from eBay, a cheap kit. But I feel like I know what is necessary to get this thing installed to where I don't need 2 people, maybe just to pick my hood up and set it outside or something like that. But that should be about it, guys. So yeah, we're gonna start by removing the 4 bolts that holds the hood in place. I also need to get my tack out of there. So, dang it, man, I'm gonna have to cut some wires. But yeah, guys, so we're gonna start by removing these 4 bolts, those 2 over here, and these 2 over here, and remove the hood. Make sure you disconnect your battery posts, your positive and negative, before you get started. We got the hood removed. We removed it with a 8mm socket. And next thing you're gonna wanna do is remove the hood bracket. So you got 2 bolts here. It should be 8mm as well. Remove the bracket on both sides, which just for right now, I'm gonna remove it on this side, because I believe I'm gonna only be able to get to this door today. But we'll see how well this side goes, whether I go ahead and start that side or not. Now with the hinge off, a good rule of thumb, guys, you're just gonna wanna keep your bolts with whatever you took it off of. So as you guys can see, I got the 2 bolts still sitting in that hinge. Next, we're gonna go and take out these 2 bolts. It should be an 8mm or a 6. And then these 2 bolts back here. And then you should have another bolt behind this panel. So the only thing you do, you just pull and pop that panel off, and there should be 2 bolts that you can see. And mine doesn't have a bolt here, but if yours do, you're gonna wanna take that bolt off as well. And also the one for your shock, for your hood hinge. And your fender should come off. So once you have all of the bolts out, top, bottom, and everywhere else that I showed you, you're gonna wanna just pop your headlight out. There should be 2 clips behind here. Just pop them up, pull your headlight out a little bit. You ain't gotta take it out all the way if you don't want to. And there should be 2 bolts back here. There's one here. There's one right there where my finger's at. And there's a bolt here as well. And there's also one little tiny bolt right there. You're gonna take all 4 of those bolts out. and you should be able to pop this front out right here. Now your fender wall assembly may be attached by some clips. You just don't want to go up underneath here. Go up underneath your fender well, pop those clips out, and you should be able to pull it away from your fender wall and from your car. I don't have those clips, so my fender wall is basically just sitting on top of the fender inside a little groove, so it ain't going anywhere. But yeah, I'll show you guys what it look like with the fender off. So this is what it should look like with your fender taken off completely. Should look like a little go-kart on one side. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start our preparation. So we're gonna tape the door up to the car with painter's tape. This is the kind of tape that we're using right here, which is 3M Automotive Performance Masking Tape. So we're just gonna tape the door to the car real good so that it doesn't move when we take the hinges off. And then we may put a piece of cardboard or something in between this crack here so that we can keep our factory door specs of the distance between the front door and the rear door. And then we're gonna start mounting up all of our hardware and our Lambo door hinge to the actual car and the door itself. So you guys stay tuned for that, and I'll let you know if I run into any kind of issues or whatever, or what to look out for. So stay tuned for that. Hey guys, before I even take the door off or did any of that other stuff, I went on ahead and extended all of my wires. It does say on the manual or instructions to extend the wires from 12 to 14 inches. I did mine about 15 inches, man, just to make it, you know, a little bit longer, because I didn't want it to be too short and then I had to come back and do all this stuff over again. So I'm gonna tape it up real good, then I'm gonna put some wire loom on it eventually, I guess as soon as I get done with the door. And yeah, just wanted to show you guys this. I got some 10 to 12 gauge wire connectors, and I'm running a 14 gauge wire on here, just so I know it'll be big enough to fit both of the wires in there comfortably. And I tested each wire. So you want to cut one wire at a time, and then you want to put your wire connectors on there so you don't get confused of what wire go to what. And I tested each wire to make sure that it's on there real good and that it's not gonna come off when the door go up, or you know, just moving around a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna tape up this, and then I'm gonna tape up that. Then I'm gonna leave the rest of it hanging and just put some wire loom on it eventually. But yeah, man, I went on ahead and done that. So when I do put the hinge on, that the hinge won't be in the way. As you guys can see, that's one long plate. And this right here has two individual hinges, one right there and one down at the bottom. So I knew that that wire was gonna eventually be in the way, and I didn't wanna have to cut it and do all of the other stuff to extend the wire while that plate's in the way. So yeah, y'all stay tuned. Now, I am about to tape up the door and do all of the other stuff that I'm supposed to do. So y'all stay tuned for that, man. All right, y'all, let me explain. I know this looks crazy, but in theory, since I already got my wire harness put together, I don't have a connector, how they're saying on the instructions, that I can just unplug and then extend the wires and then plug it back. There is not one in the back through that hole, and there's not one back there. It's probably all the way in the door somewhere, and it's probably all the way inside the car somewhere, and I don't know. Look, all right, so I taped the door up with painter's tape, so I don't take any paint away off the car or whatever. And I got some jacks holding it up at the bottom so the door doesn't shift. Also, I have cardboard in between the seam here so that I can keep my door gap. And the door should stay where it's at just as soon as I take those two hinges off. Then I can just put the Lambo door hinge in the place of these hinges. Now that's my theory. Hopefully it works out, because I took hours doing this here and they want you to take the whole door off. Like, nah, I'm not about to do all that. So guys, we'll be right back. I'm about to put these hinges on the car, and I'm about to show you guys the aftermath, whether it worked out, whether it didn't. Hopefully it works out, or else it's gonna be catastrophe. So y'all stay tuned, man. All right, guys, so as y'all can see, man, we got a mess in the garage, but we do have the Lambo door hinge installed. Hopefully everything is where it's supposed to be. I followed all the instructions. The door opens up fairly well. I'm very pleased with how this kit is made and how I assembled it. There was a little bit of fabrication that was needed to be done. As you guys can see that I cut this little piece here out because it was coming in contact with the hinge here. So you're gonna have to cut that little lip right there out. But I'll show you guys how the door functions. I'm gonna try to one hand this thing because the shock is pretty strong. But as you guys can see, the door comes out like that. And then the door goes straight up in the air. And it stays there, so I'll give you guys a shot of what it looks like. Door's up in the air 90 degrees. Hopefully it doesn't come in contact with the fender, but I'll show you guys that step in a few. I thought I'd give you guys this shot here. So that little white part down there, you guys know is gonna be covered up with this little fender part here. So you guys never mind that. I know it looks ugly. I may even go and paint the car white right after this, because there is a couple of little chip marks and stuff on the door. You know, a little trial and error, man. You know, I was gonna repaint the car anyway. I know I did get it painted by Moto not too long ago, but I may or may not get it painted. I may just go ahead and wrap it. But yeah, man, as you guys can see that I take the wires up black. Everything looks nice and solid and uniform. So I even show you with the door closing. Like I said, trying to one hand this thing is pretty big deal. But as you guys can see, it closes very well. Got my factory seam here. Now y'all heard that little squeak there. I'm gonna shoot that with a little bit of WD-40. But hey, man, a little squeak to have some Lambo doors, man, I don't really care about that. Still look good. But anyway, so as you guys can see, I got some nice little picture drawings and stuff up here of where I'm gonna cut my fender out at. Did that with a Sharpie, and I got my instructions here of where it is shown to cut the fenders out. There are 3 pictures for it that Universal Car Lifts did send with the kit. And the only thing that I don't agree with is that it's showing this whole part right here cut out, which would be where my hood strut bolts onto. So if I cut that out, then what would I bolt my hood strut to? So I'm gonna leave that so that I can bolt my hood strut back on there. That's the only thing I don't agree with cutting out. So everything else, yes, I do agree with. But I know y'all gonna say, well, if you cut that little piece at the bottom of the bolt here, if I cut that out, then it's gonna be pretty flimsy. Yeah, that's true. But you guys also have this big bar, this healthy bar right here that ain't going nowhere, that your hood strut bolts to. So as long as I can have a bolt hole, which is on that right there, then I should be good to go. So other than that, man, I'm just not gonna cut that part out. I'm gonna leave that part there. Hopefully this whole big bar right here can fit inside of there. I don't know why this joke is so huge, which I do understand kind of why, because of the strut here, but daggone, man. So yeah, we're gonna get to cutting on this. And I am using one of these, like a pneumatic grinder. But it can also cut. I also got a Sawzall, so you guys can cut it with whatever you feel that you need to cut the fender out with. And it's gonna basically be trial and tribulations with this. So I'm gonna cut it a little bit, then I'm gonna dry fit it, and then I'm gonna cut it some more if necessary. And then yeah, I just want you guys to stay tuned for the final process of the driver door, and then we're gonna start installing the passenger door. So I'm just gonna keep it honest with y'all guys, man. I'm about to go and get this thing installed professionally. It pretty much messed up my fender here, so I may just go ahead and get another fender for this side, but that side has been untouched, so hopefully they can do that professionally, and then I won't have to go and get another fender for that. But I would recommend you guys going getting this thing done professionally, because there is a few things that need to be modified with the kit. I do believe I'm pretty much inclined to this kind of stuff, which is custom work. You know, I've been doing custom work for daggone near all my life, man. And I know when things aren't right with something and things need to be modified. So for some reason, man, the kit and the shock is hitting the inner fender here, which is making it bulge out. You can even see that the paint is popping and stuff. So I can even show you guys when the door opens, man, it even makes a noise while it's hitting the daggone fender, and it's not supposed to open up that rough. It's not supposed to even open up that wide. Like, it only needs to come out about right there and then swing up. But I mean, you can basically push the fender out. As you guys can see, the fender's moving. The fender's flexing with the door. I even got it, I even got the door stoppers on the back adjusted. But yeah, it's just still something's not right, man. So even the door's getting stuck pretty much right there. But I can show you guys with the door all the way up. You can even hear it scraping and touching. So that bolt right there is adjusted to where the door doesn't swing all the way up and hit the fender, which is the 90 degrees, but it's still touching my fender right there. And also, as you guys can see, the shock is touching the fender. Then I need to get this stuff readjusted and done, you know, better than this. I basically got too big of connectors, so it's just making this wire, the wire is just too daggone big, also down here as well. And it's hitting the fender also with the kit here, which is the actual hinge. But I mean, the door comes up 90 degrees, how it's supposed to. It's basically doing what it's supposed to do, and but I just don't like any kind of rubbing. As you can kind of see, it put a crease in my fender there as well. And I mean, that's not how it's supposed to be, man. So I'm about to go and get it done professionally, guys. I did fail at this project, and I'll let you guys know what they done to correct those kind of issues. I do believe that it has something to do with this door opener here that allows it. So basically the hinge has to come out that far to be able to swing up. So basically this is here so that you don't just crack your door open and then try to open it up and then you hit your fender. I believe that that is too, what do you say, wide, too wide this way. And that's what's causing my door to have to open up all the way to the fender. So they may have to modify this and cut it and bring it in some, because my door don't need to be open this far wide. It can even be in a lot more, man. Like the door can even be into here and still clear everything up here. But I don't know, man. So like I said, I'm about to go and get it done professionally, and about to drop it out to the shop right now. I may be without the car for 2 days. Hopefully they can go ahead and tackle it and you know, not too backed up. You know how custom shops are, they be backed up for a long time. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it off, man. But yeah, yo, y'all stay tuned, man, for the update. Like I said, I might have to get another fender, or they might can just fix the issue, and then I just gotta get this whole car repainted, which is what I was gonna do anyway, because you can see the black popping through and all of the other crazy mess. But anyway, yeah, man, y'all stay tuned and I'll give you guys an update. Dropping the car off, man, at DG Motorsports. So yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for the other door getting installed. That's what I did here, and it needs to be fixed like ASAP, because it is hitting my fender like how I told you guys before. So I basically limped the car here. Got a zip tie and stuff just holding my inner fender wall up, as y'all can see right there, little zip tie. But yeah, man, they're gonna get me right, and then two, I'm gonna get a whole nother paint job for the car, because as y'all can see, man, there's like a lot of white showing here and stuff. So I'm gonna probably go back white with the car, door jambs and everything, and then I'm gonna wrap the whole car probably like a gunship gray, or like a gunmetal gray, or destroyer gray, or something like that. Then I'm gonna slap some 30s on this bad boy, man, and then get my system right and everything like that. So yeah, man, y'all stay tuned. Also stay tuned for the next project vehicle coming to the channel. So yeah, man, I appreciate all the love and all of y'all support, man. So y'all make sure y'all keep supporting the channel and stay tuned, man, for what's in the come and in the making.